Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Rose and Brandy, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Rose's ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. I'm sorry, because just looking at her makes me smile. Brandy's using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and she keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in her right hand. That leaves her left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give is a little tug and release on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Rose is going to come home with her very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session tomorrow. Now, Rose is sitting very nicely at Brandy's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling was one of the things that we talked about when you enrolled Rose in school, and the command is Rose heel. Now at this point, Rose has a job to do, and that is to maintain pace with Brandy. Not forging ahead, not dragging you down the street, matching pace with you, and each time that you stop your feet, she's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. And I know where you live, and I know that there's a lot of traffic and a lot of activity. So when you stop to cross the street or talk to someone on the street, she should sit like a lady and wait for her next command. When walking, those shoulders should stay even with your left leg. And we're going to teach you how to keep her there during your follow-up training session. Nice automatic sit and a praise for being a good girl. And if you speed up or slow down, she should automatically do the same. You shouldn't have to notify her. She should be right there, paying closer attention to you than to anything that's going on around her. And remember, if you're controlling the dog's head, you're controlling the whole dog. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the sit stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. The long sit stay can be practiced right in your apartment, outside, on the street, in your house, but use your commands. The long sit stay start out at 30 seconds and slowly work up to 3 minutes. When Brandy returns back to her, she walks counterclockwise, ending up right back where they started at heel position, and at this point Rose expects to get another command, and they take off heeling again. So we made sure that we did a lot of heeling exercises here with her, so that when you're in the city and you're walking in a crowded neighborhood, that you have her well under control and she's not dragging you or pulling you or lunging out to see people as they walk by. She's a very sweet, friendly girl. And she's had so much training that she's anticipating the next command. But the command has to be done the way it was taught and what she was asked to do. And this time, instead of returning back to her, Brandy's going to demonstrate the come on command. And she should come right in and sit. And that eliminates her learning to jump up for affection. She gets affection when she comes and sits. All four on the floor at all times. Because I think besides heeling, jumping is one of the things that people complain about the most. It's starting to rain, so she keeps shaking. Brandy leaves her in another sit stay. She walks out to the end of the leash and she turns to face her. She makes her hold it for a minute just so that she's getting what sit stay means, and then she calls her. She comes and sits, and then she goes back to heel and back sitting. Of course, we end up doing videos on a day that it's raining, but it's not bad right now. Now, the next commands that we're going to be demonstrating for you are a series of down commands. The first one is the down from a heel position. So with the dog seated at your left, you take your left open palm, Push it straight down toward the ground and give the one-word command to down and stay. Your long down stay when you're practicing at home, practice right in your living room. It's for 1 minute, working up to 5 minutes. When Brandy returns back to her, she walks all the way around her just as she did on the sit stay, and Rose is expected to remain lying down until she gets her next command. And all of these exercises were designed to help improve her focus, her self-control, her ability to pay attention for longer, and her ability to respond to you when you talk to her. That is your down from a heel position. Brandy walks out to the end of her leash again and turns to face Rose. And then she uses her name, she lightens her tone of voice, and she calls her in. She comes in and she says, where is anybody's guess sometimes, but she's doing really a good job. And the very last command that we're going to demonstrate for you is your down from a distance. She's a very smart girl. She is delicious. She's just so cute. So sweet, so friendly. Loves people, loves life. Brandy's going to leave her in a sit stay and turn to face her. She's going to use her right hand to give the command, and this is your down from a distance. Now she crawled in, so Brandy's going to correct that and start all over. Stand a little closer to her.
Down. No. Down. Stay.
She's being silly now. And when she does this to you at home, and she will, because she was doing this perfectly prior to me turning on the camera, you have to continually go back and do it until she does it correctly. Don't let her get away with acting goofy and not finishing the exercise. So you can see that she knows it, but that she was going to do anything in the world to get out of doing it. So don't let her do that at home either. And sometimes, you know, we want to do perfect videos, but it doesn't show our owners how to correct if the dog is misbehaving. And on that down from a distance, she was clearly testing the boundaries. So at home, when she tests you, go back and do it again. Try not to lose your patience. Just do it again until she does it correctly. We have enjoyed having Rose. She is a wonderful find and a great companion for you. And we want to thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company, and we will see you very soon.